Hello, my name is Bonnie Burke, and I work for Workforce Resource. This webinar is called Fish Philosophy. It is about 4, and I think they're fun, principles of customer service. This is the third part in a 3-part series on customer service. So if you've attended the first 2, this is your last one. And upon completion, talk to the people at your job center and you will receive a certificate in customer service. So, fish philosophy. What in the world is it, right? Well, if you've ever been to Seattle, Washington, to Pike's Place, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There are 4 principles that they use at Pike's Place. And I was there and I have seen this, so I know that this is true. So the first philosophy is play. Can you relate work to play? Well, I can. I think work can be drudgery unless we make it fun ourselves. The second philosophy is make their day. How can you make your customers' day? And at the fish market, they do that every single day. And also, their third principle is be there. What do you mean by be there? Well, last session, we talked about active listening. And for us to listen effectively, we mentally have to be in the moment. And then their fourth principle, and I love this one, always easier to say than do, but to choose your attitude. So 4 principles: play, make their day, be there, and choose your attitude. Pretty easy stuff, right? Well, I don't know. I'm going to let you sit back and enjoy this video, and it is all about the Pike's Place Fish Market. While you're watching it, I want you to take notes on the principles. And so they will break each of the sections up in the video, and they're going to talk about how do they play with the fish? How do they make their customers' day? What do they do to be there? And how, as employees who get up every morning at the crack of dawn, work in a place that's ice cold, not to mention smelly, how do they choose the right attitude to provide exceptional customer service? So I hope you enjoy this video, and we're going to talk about what we just, those 4 principles when it's done.
A very loud mouth, young man.
I answer questions too, folks. There has to be about fish.
Hi! Who's this? And out of 13 even, look at that. Another perfect young lady crosses my path. Let me get out of the seat.
More to go, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Watch your back, Peterson.
Clean 'em up. 8-hour back.
I think most of the success that's come to us has come from because we're playing. You know, we're not what we're saying working. We're actually playing with each other.
Loosen up, bro. Loosen it up.
It's a place where to make it fun. I don't know how it happened. It's just fun. 14-hour day is just, it's fun.
Too much coffee! Too much coffee!
Any job can be boring if you make it boring, but if you make it fun, you know, and just imagine 12 guys just having that same mentality. I mean, no matter how boring it is, no matter how busy it is or slow it is, it's gonna be fun.
Go to lunch!
It's not just like you come to work and it's fun. It's like you have to regenerate it every day. And it's actually like a, something that's hard to do at all, but if you're just gonna stand around, you're not gonna have fun. So we make it fun by being crazy and doing little things and having fun with the customers, and in turn, you know, they have fun back with us, and we're just real people, man. We're not fake.
There you go.
You know, like the screaming and the yelling part?
Do crabs.
That all came about as a joke. You know, my brother-in-law, Terry, used to call him Bubba. You know, one day, you know, he got all the guys together because JP was talking to a customer. And he said, when JP yells out the order, let's all yell it, repeat it, right back to him. And that's where the magic came from. You know, he turned around and said his order. I think it was 5 crabs flying away. You have 8 guys yelling back, 5 crabs flying away.
And we all went, holy, that felt great. And so we just kept doing it.
Double king!
Double king.
Play pieces!
Play pieces. Go to Montana.
Go to Montana!
Well, I work in a salon. I don't think it would fly there.
Why not?
Where you throw hair?
I mean, that's fish, you know. And you're not going to throw your cathode ray tube. You know, you're not going to throw that. I know. That doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't have to be throwing.
Customers, that's what we need. Somebody buy a fish.
I don't think it has anything to do with fish at all. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with the fish itself. The fish is like the second hand. It's like the byproduct of what we generated.
You want to get a picture with us?
Yeah.
Like this? Prescription glasses?
No.
No?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Hey, take a picture of that.
You find ways of playing.
You can do it. Put him out there. Put him out there. Put him out there. Put him out there.
All right.
Kelly.
There's a million different ways of playing. You know, it doesn't have to be throwing a fish. That's, you know, that's getting stuck. The moment you try to imitate us, you're stuck. Because you're not going to have the same things happening to you in the same sequence.
Anybody can do this. You don't have to throw fish. You just have to have the energy. You have to have the commitment. You have to have fun. You have to have fun at work. We're not dealing in fish. We're not really dealing in fish. We're dealing in a product, yes, but we're dealing in service. We're dealing with people that, you know, that we want to serve to the best of our abilities.
One of these?
Yeah.
Try back.
Right back.
Did you take a credit card?
Yes, we do. Want to? It's a joke. It's just a joke.
I
I started working here just as a job, and it was a monotonous thing. It was hard labor. I learned to enjoy it. It was something about when a customer came up to me and said it was the best fish they'd ever had. Something happened to me, and I realized I was serving people, and I was making people happy. This gave me a plus in my life and made me want to do it even more. And I love serving the people now.
Shoes are tight. Psych, made you look.
We noticed that we could make a difference for people. Like when they come by, they leave in a better mood. And a lot of people have told us that we made their day.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you very much. I like you too. Are you from New York? Yeah. Nice.
If you love your job, it's going to show. And if it shows, and obviously it's going to affect somebody.
How's that look? Muscles going to Montana.
Whoa, what?
You know, when they see that we're having fun, it's like a feeding frenzy. Everybody wants to join in with us.
You'll never be shy again, and you'll have a huge breakthrough in your life. Okay. Oh, okay. Hey, that works.
You go, girl!
All right. You gotta hold on to it. Okay, one more try. That's it.
The fun we have behind the counter, that fun that we have amongst all of us, amongst the coworkers, you have to let the customer in that also as well. And providing different customers, different people are gonna have different reactions to it. So all of us almost like have psychology majors, man. You get the feel for other people.
There's a lot of times you'll see customers walking by with these grim looks on their face.
They're grouchy. They don't want to buy fish. They don't have any money. Life is horrible.
And, you know, we'll say something or we'll acknowledge them, and they'll turn around and they'll smile and say hi, and then they'll stop and talk to us for a little bit.
They come by here, they're walking away, they're holding their wife, they're playing with their baby.
And I know we made their day. You know, they don't have to buy nothing, but we know they're walking away with a smile on their face.
We have people coming down here on their lunch hour from the office buildings to just watch us perform, to get juiced up to go back to work. We call them the yogurt dudes.
I'd yell out, "Good afternoon, yogurt dudes," and then all the other guys behind the counter would respond, "Good afternoon, yogurt dudes." And then they'd all stand out there and they'd hoist their cups of yogurt and wave.
They want to work here. They want to be here. You know, Bear has people in business suits come and shovel ice in the morning.
We've actually had them doing the wave thing, you know, like they do at football and basketball games, you know? And it's just so funny because then people from across the street on First Avenue, they'll come down just to see what all the commotion is about. And, you know, and that's just the excitement that we love to have, because when it's exciting like that, the time goes by fast, people are having fun, and they're also, by the way, buying our fish. You have to always be there. And by being, I mean constantly be aware of what the customers are saying, whether you're on the phone or actually dealing with them face to face.
When you're present with people, you look right at them, and just like when you're being with your best friend, you're there. You're there.
You're just being with them. It's just like being with just them. And everything else is going on around, but you're still taking care of just them.
It's about who you are while you're doing what you're doing. You know, who are you going to be? Who are you being while you're doing it? You know, are you being, this is a lousy, stinking job, or are we being, well, we're just selling fish, or are you being, you know, world famous? You know, it's like, you know, you're going to do something differently when you're being world famous than you are if you're being impatient.
I spent a lot of years rolling my eyes when people asked me questions, because other people had asked me that question. And how could they be so stupid as to ask me a question somebody else asked me 10 minutes earlier?
Well, we'll look around. Maybe we'll think about this. Like we could order it today and you could ship it another day.
Yeah, we also ship. This is packing it up so you can take it with you. Because if I was going to be honest with myself, that person that just asked me the same question I heard 10 minutes ago doesn't even know that person 10 minutes ago. You know, they're just honestly asking me a question.
Be with the people from moment to moment as you're speaking with them, because they are future shoppers. If they're not buying now, they will buy later.
We acknowledge them when they walk by, even if they're just looking, and they like that, you know? We don't ignore them. Like I noticed some places, they'll just won't acknowledge people.
It's like, you know, when the waitress comes up to you with the meal, it's just like sets it down, she doesn't get a chance to look at you. And you go up there to the cash register, and they're looking down at the numbers, and they don't even really acknowledge that you're there. They just kind of take your money.
When you're at work, you know, have you ever noticed there's times where you kind of, you know? So, I mean, you got to really pay attention to that time that you're not present here. Because you go to sleep, and, you know, I do it, you know? I think, man, if I hadn't slept right there, I missed somebody right there. Make a big old curvature right on back over here now. Come on over here. We got beautiful fish for beautiful people.
And we, 95% of the time, are present from moment to moment. So you just have to keep bringing yourself back to being present. You're here now. Do what you have to do.
You got to choose where you're going to be as soon as you get out of bed. I do consciously make that choice every day.
So what's it going to be today, Bear?
Well, I already chose to be at work.
I'm going to be here, making a living. So I got a choice. I can either feel, you know, I can do what I can to have a good time or not.
One grab. You can instantly change how you are right now inside of you and be, you know, you kind of would have to work at it for a second, but then pretty much it would set right in and you'd be genuinely upset inside. Or you can actually just make the choice to be kind of, you know, well, this is a good day, it's happy, you know, and you know, everything's gonna be great. You kind of like, you know, you gotta kind of work at it and think about it, but the day starts to come good, you know. Things aren't, you know, things that come at you aren't as, you know, things that are bad aren't gonna be like, they're so bad. You know, it's like you can just kind of roll with things. Actually, I chose and made the choice to be happy today. I'm working on like 2 hours sleep. But being the 24-year-old young buck that I am, I decided to go for it. See, I'm talking to you and I forgot that I have to make change from that sale. Oops. Young lady. Thanks, man. Have a good day. See you later. I don't want to wake up at 5:45 every morning, but, you know, I have to. And you're going to be upset all day, or you're going to be happy all day, you know? I mean, not necessarily like all day, but for the most part, you know? You know, be happy, man.
Even if I have a pinched nerve or something, I can always laugh. You know, there's always something I can laugh about.
It's unacceptable for me to be in a downer mood, man. And it's no fun. And so I need to... It's not that I need to at all. I want to. So I, you know, have a fun day, get through it, sleep tonight, and everything will be good. It's a simple choice. That's all it is. I have it. Ah! Make the choice. Be happy or don't be happy. You know? Wake up. It's a much better world to live in. Works for me.
Do I ever miss? Never! We're back
It's a simple choice. That's all it is.
play. It is not about throwing fish. I love in the one customer who said, you know what? I'm a beautician. What am I going to do, throw hair? Well, of course not. Their response was, it is not about throwing fish. It is about, and it's not about a specific game or a specific activity. It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind that results in energy, that results in creativity. And creativity oftentimes is something that's really lacking in our workplaces. We oftentimes result to, you know what, we need more money to fix this problem. But do we? And can we be just a little bit more fun, a little bit more creative with our customers? So on your handout, your question is, what are some ways that you can make work fun? Think about your last job and think about some days at work that you actually had fun. Well, I was a supervisor in manufacturing, and I have to be honest with you, it was the worst job I ever had. It was not my occupation by choice. I learned so much. And I found that my employees oftentimes were under so much stress that as their supervisor, they were my customers. They were my internal customers. So one of the things that we did to make work a little bit fun is I tried super hard to celebrate their birthdays. I would decorate the break room, I'd bring in birthday cakes, I'd try to send around a card for people to sign. And did they love it? Absolutely. Some people didn't have families to go home to that would help them celebrate such a fun day. Another thing that you could do at work, and you could even invite not just your internal customers, but you could invite your external customers, have a potluck. Oftentimes we see potlucks in Wisconsin because we are known for our Jell-O and our hot dishes, right? Well, everybody loves a potluck. Give your employees a little bit longer break, invite your customers in to share their favorite recipes. Potlucks are just the same as play, in my book at least. Another thing that I used to do for my employees is we had a basketball hoop outside, but no basketball. What's up with that, right? So our employees were encouraged, I bought a basketball. During their breaks, go outside, shoot some hoops, get together, you encourage each other to have some fun, to play, and then after break, the ability to work as a team, I thought really improved after that sports fun lunch break. So, play. What are some other ways that you can play and or make work fun? Not just for yourself, but not just for your coworkers, but also for your customers. I have a person who's done my retirement planning. Every birthday I get a card from her, and it's not just a generic print off the computer card, it's a handwritten note in every card. I used to go to a physical therapist. If my birthday, she sends me a coupon for $15. I'm like, I'll be right there. And so look and think of those little fun things to help make your day a little bit playful, but also for your customers. As adults, how often do we play? If you hunt and fish, I'm hoping that you have fun doing that. Yet, how do we have that hunting and fishing and playing mentality at work? It can so help with our creativity and also our problem solving. The other principle that I want to talk about, that they talked about in the video, is make their day. Pretty powerful statement, right? So you have customers that come into your business. How do you make their day? It's about doing something special for someone. Once again, it could be remembering their birthday. It could be bringing them cucumbers from your garden because it's overflowing and you have a basket of them at the front desk for your customers to take, or your coworkers. Remember, they're your internal customers. When you make someone's day, you give them a gift that they won't soon forget. I love that quote. When you make someone's day, you give them a gift they won't soon forget. And that gift does not have to be monetary. It can be a vase of flowers from your garden. It can be a handwritten thank you note. The world becomes a better place the moment you act on an intention to serve another. Another really powerful quote from the Fish philosophy. I loved it. The world becomes a better place the moment you act on an intention to serve another. Now, I'm not saying you have to get involved with big projects like United Way or Habitat for Humanity and all these things that are wonderful to be involved in, but I'm thinking of bringing it back to your job. How do you serve the customer so that they feel better when they leave your business than when they walked in? So on your handout, another question is, how might you make a customer's day? So think about your last job. Were there little special things that you did that made your customer's day? I know at my hairdresser, every once in a while, she has a basket of free samples. I love it, right? And I'm sure it also helps her improve her sales of those products as well. I know a friend of mine opened a new business. Well, of course they had a grand opening. Most businesses do. Yet, how else could you have another grand opening and celebrate something with your customers? It doesn't have to be anything big, costing a lot of money. Be creative. The other way that you can sometimes make people's day, it may be as simple as smiling, welcoming them, and listening to them. In some of our businesses, once again, we have customers, we have employees that go home to themselves. They may not have a family member to go home to and talk about their day and what went well and what didn't go well. Their coworkers are probably their family. Their customers who walk through the door are probably their friends. Make their day. Assist them finding a product. Have you ever been in this big box stores and you're looking for something specific and you can't find anybody? Hello, does anybody work here? Well, you know that they're watching you with these overhead cameras, but you can't find a customer service person maybe in a half an hour? Maybe you could go up to the front desk and they could page someone. Or you finally find someone and you say, hey, can you tell me where the hula hoops are? And they go, over there in the toy department. Show me where over there is. So that little act of kindness, that taking that few extra minutes can make a big difference in someone's day. Make their day. Have you ever thought in a grocery store how nice it was when they would carry your groceries to the car for you? Some of you may not ever even remember that. Well, where I'm from, there's this little mom and pop grocery store, and I know their prices are a little bit higher, but I shop there. I try to stop at least once a week, because after I check out, they always say, do you need any help carrying your groceries to the car? I'm like, oh, thank you. You're music to my ears. In the dead of winter when it's 30 below and you can't push that shopping cart through the snow and the ruts, you're like, thank you for carrying the groceries to the car for me. Almost an activity that has become extinct. So we've talked about play, we've talked about make their day. The next philosophy that I want to talk about is be there. One of the quotes from the video was, become engaged with all your heart in whatever you do. Remember the fishmonger who went up to the elderly gentleman and he shook his hand and the customer patted his head and he smiled. He was engaged at that moment with that customer. That customer doesn't necessarily need to buy from you every single time, yet they're going to remember you. They're going to remember those positive customer service interactions. I have another short video clip that I want to show you. And this gentleman has the definition of customer service, I believe, written on his heart. It's called Hi-Fi Tuesday. So this is a man who worked for a global university. I know there's one of those in Eau Claire. The day he retired, they had a big retirement celebration. However, the very next day, he returned to work. He returned to work to make his coworkers coffee. He returned to work to bring them treats. He returned to work to give them a handshake and say, "High Five Tuesdays." And I'm going to let you enjoy watching it because he does a much better job at being there for his internal customers.
But I got to make some coffee now.
At Globe University in Woodbury, the morning's most reliable eye-opener
Good morning.
does not reside in a cup.
How are you?
George Teagarden
Good.
drives to work each day at dawn
Hi, Kathy.
to get the rest of his office in gear.
I don't care what they say about you. You're all right, George.
It's awesome to come to work and know that somebody's going to smile at you every day.
Now we're getting chocolate
Somebody
So-
to sweat the details
with regular glaze.
on your Friday donut holes.
Oh, man, they're good.
Then remind you to post your new pet's photo
There's Mandy.
on the bulletin board he started.
And it makes them smile. That's what I want. That's what I wanted for.
More smiles await.
See, I love work.
But first, some background on the man still brightening the office at the
There's my
age
coffee and
of 83.
There's my backup water. I thought I was pretty cocky there.
From Army draftee to department store manager,
This is in Rollins, Wyoming. That was my first penny store.
George learned early to blur the lines between work and play.
We had a lot of parties.
Director of Control Data Institute
They gave me a cake.
and the Richfield campus of Globe University.
This is the school. And then we were having a carnival, another party.
Till he celebrated his retirement party, then came back to work the next day.
I mean, that's your life. You spend 60, 70% of your time at your work. And if you don't enjoy it, then your life is wasted for the most part.
Which all helps explain the phenomenon inside this building.
Won't be long now.
Each Tuesday morning
Big thing's coming.
at 9.
High Five Tuesday. And a High Five Tuesday, bam. Oh,
Bam
good one.
is
Good
not a
one.
word
Thank
one
you,
usually
Tyler.
hears
Bam.
in corporate America.
Bam-o. Bam. Thank you.
But for the
Bam.
past year,
Bam. Bam. Oh.
it's been a staple
Ooh, that just starts out the day. Ooh.
of High Five Tuesday.
High Five Tuesday. There we go. And this girl, she gets 2. You can see why. That a girl.
George Teagarden is on a mission to put touching back
Good morning. High Five
in the
Tuesday.
workplace.
There you go.
Thanks for making it a good
Okay,
day,
all
George.
right.
High Five Tuesday,
High five. Bam.
because that's
Okay,
the day it happened
there
to
we
be
go.
last year
Holy
when George
smokes,
first
look
got
at
the
that. Hi,
notion
Danny.
to do this.
There we go.
He hoped
look
it
at
would
here.
bring smiles to
Cheers,
his
man.
coworkers.
Hey, high five. There we go.
He did not expect it to spread
High Five Tuesday!
to other Globe campuses,
High Five Tuesday! High Five Tuesday!
from Sioux Falls to Layton, Utah.
It's not a good time period right now for a lot of people.
High Five Tuesday.
I think it's spreading because people just need a reason to have fun.
High Five Tuesday. Yeah, thank you very much.
Somewhere in the cubicles of our daily work routines,
High Five Tuesday.
who wouldn't welcome a visit from George Teagarden?
High Five Tuesday and high five.
Connecting with coworkers
This is a training room.
and making sure
Hey, can we come in?
morning coffee
Hey.
is the only source of the daily grind.
High Five Tuesday!
High Five
Let's go,
Tuesday.
go.
Bam.
Here we go!
Boyd Hooper, Carol 11 News,
High Five Tuesday, man.
Woodbury.
High Five Tuesday. High Five Tuesday. There you go. Hey, Amber, there you go.
Do you think you could High Five Tuesday someone at your place of work? Well, at my work, we had a High Five Friday. Pretty easy to do, but very, very fun. So be there. It is about totally focused on the moment and on the person, i.e. on the customer, with which you are engaged. So totally focused. Remember in our last presentation, we talked about how fast our brains think? Well, to slow those inner voices down, to really be there in the moment, to listen and understand. So on your handout, there's a question I want you to think about and jot down the answer. What are some ways that you can be there with your customers? And once again, this doesn't have to be external customers, it doesn't have to be a current job. You can even think of your last job. And if you're having a hard time putting work around this, think about your family. How can you be there for them? I love the saying that I found from William Jones. It's a beautiful picture, and it says, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitude." Pretty powerful stuff, right? We can change our lives by changing our attitude. So choose your attitude is the fourth philosophy from the fish video. So what is attitude? Once again, I referred to dictionary.com. Attitude says it is a way of thinking or feeling about something or someone. Typically, attitude is a reflection in a person's behavior. So it's a way that we think and it's a way that we feel. And it's reflected in our behavior. So how do we choose our attitude? Once easier said than done. Yet with practice, I firmly believe that we can choose our attitude. A positive attitude is a decision that we make moment to moment. Remember the fishmonger? He was 24 years old and he said he was a young guy and only slept a couple hours that night. But he was at work and he was going to choose his attitude to smile, to be there for his customers. So on your handout, I want you to also jot down how important is attitude when working with our customers. How does attitude affect the workplace? Wow, it can affect the workplace in so many ways. If you're having a really bad day, and that happens to you every once in a while, not a big deal. Most people will understand. However, if your normal disposition is grumbly Gus, if you seldom smile, if you seldom say, "It's a wonderful day, yeah, right, it's so hot you can't go outside," but to change that around with what we say and the expression on our faces can make all the difference. So positive attitude. I know that sometimes our work gets pretty crazy. We might even be upset with how things are going with our employers, with our coworkers, and then we have employees, then we have customers that come in, and they can be very demanding. They can really, really need assistance yesterday. And sometimes the only thing that we can do, and I found this picture to show you because I absolutely love it, this picture of Nemo. Sometimes all we can do is just keep swimming. Keep swimming with a smile on your face. Tomorrow will be another day, and it can be a better day if we allow it. So I'm going to have you take this little bit of self-assessment. It is a self-assessment to demonstrate positive attitude. So take a few minutes, answer it honestly, but also answer using the first response that comes to mind, because typically that first response is a more accurate reflection of you. So take the positive attitude self-assessment and we'll talk about the results. So what did you learn from that self-assessment? Do you naturally or do you normally have a positive attitude? And if not, what are some things that you can do at work to help you improve your attitude? Well, the first thing, once again, easier said than done, but decide to have a great day. When you get out of bed in the morning, you can say to yourself, you know what? I'm alive. It's going to be a great day. Mentally get yourself ready and mentally get yourself prepared to have a great day. I'll have to share with you my day yesterday. It really was quite funny. I'm getting out of my van, right? And I have my lunch and I have my water thermos and I have my hot chocolate thermos. I have on very light colored pants. Can you see where I'm going with this, right? I was pretty tired. I'm not a morning person, and I trip as I'm getting out of the van. From my thighs to my toes, I was covered with hot chocolate, / it had a little bit of coffee in. I looked down, and I live 30 minutes from work. And I thought, I can either get really upset about myself, or I can really laugh about this, because there's nothing I can do about it now. So I went into the bathroom, and I think there was a little angel watching out for me, because guess what? I was able to get all the coffee / hot chocolate stains out of those pants. If I would have been grumbly, if I would have drove all the way back home, changed my clothes, came back, would have lost time, would have really been upset with myself. And I thought, you know what? Even if I walk around the day with stained pants, is it really going to matter? Probably not. Doesn't look too professional, though. So my backup plan was to go shopping if I had to. So visualize success is another piece that I feel that we can do to improve our attitude at work. Picture yourself having a good day. What does that look like in your mind? Visualization is a powerful tool. Picture yourself making that sale. Picture yourself getting that job, getting promoted. As professional athletes, they picture that ball going to the basket. Baseball players, they don't just go up to the base and think, well, if I hit it, maybe I'll hit it, maybe I won't. They go up to that bat mentally prepared. They visualize that hitting that ball with their bat. Do they hit it every time? Absolutely not. However, it is their attitude of winning. It is their attitude of, I am going to hit a home run, that allows them to play at the level that they need to perform. So in your jobs, picture yourself doing, and I'll let you fill in the blank. I love this little picture. This little kitten looking in the mirror, and he sees his reflection as a lion. Pretty cool. A few more tips on how you can improve your attitude at work. Find humor in the situation. Hot chocolate all over my pants? I could have said some choice 4-letter words. It's not beyond me. I try not to, but all I could do was laugh. I just thought, wow, this is too funny. Find humor in the situation. You don't want to be laughing at people, you want to be laughing with people. Another tip is, if possible, hang out with positive people. If you take lunch with someone who says the clouds are gray, it's cold, it's miserable, you may want to try to figure out who else could I hang out with my lunch break to give me a little bit more energy. And trust me, positive people can rub off on positive people. Enthusiasm and energy can be contagious. Enthusiasm and energy. So my word of advice is start an epidemic. Take care of yourself. It's really difficult to have a positive attitude if we're tired, if we haven't showered, if we're really, really hungry, if we're not feeling good. So the importance of taking care of ourselves for work can help with our attitude. Get adequate rest. Pack healthful snacks. I eat every 2 hours whether I need to or not. It keeps me from being grumpy. I know that food on a regular basis stabilizes my blood sugar and it helps my attitude also. So the little handout that I have, I want you to start thinking about this exercise. With the word attitude, think of a description that starts with every letter from that word. For an example, the A in attitude. Always greet your customers with a smile. The first T, think about the sound of your voice. Can you change it Some people's natural tone of voice is very, very deep. It's kind of hard to change it. Yet focus on the sound of your voice. The next T is thank them. Always thank your customers. Tell them, have a nice day, smile. I, interact in a friendly manner. Remember our presentation on body language, on facial expressions. Interact in a friendly manner. Tell them how much you appreciate that, is our last T. Understand their needs and discover the positive impact that you can have on a customer. Pretty powerful stuff, right? So, and then there is an E that we haven't talked about. Excite your customers about your service and your product. I'll always remember my mother. She was such a funny person. My mom sold everything. She sold Avon, she sold Tupperware, she sold Stanley, Shackley. I mean, I just can't even remember all the different things. She was a natural-born salesperson, not like me. What my mother would do, however, was kind of setting herself up for failure. She would call her friends and say, "You wouldn't want to have a Tupperware party, now would you?" And of course they wouldn't. So instead of checking the tone of her voice and being excited, say, "Hey, we are sponsoring this new product this month. I am looking for people that can host a party. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can win these gifts. When can I sign you up? What date, what time is going to be good for you?" So excite your customers about what you do, the service that you provide, or the product that you sell. I love this handout that I hope you all have from Charles Swindoll. It's a powerful poem about attitude. And I'm just going to read for you a couple of the statements from that. Charles Swindoll said, "Attitude is more important than our education, than money, than failures, than success." Whoa. He also says the most remarkable thing is that we have a choice every day regarding our attitude that we will embrace for that day. We have a choice. And then he wraps up the poem by saying, "Life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it." Wow. Once again, I know that's easier said than to implement, but I have kept this poem on my work wall for many, many years as that constant reminder. Oftentimes, it's how I react to it. So I have another fun little video that I want to show you, and it's called "Positive Attitude is Everything." I hope you enjoy this, and of course, it's selling diapers, right? But who doesn't like to smile about babies? So look at how this little guy handles losing his job. I've lost my job. I don't think I had that good of an attitude when that day happened to me, yet he was making a choice of smiling and enjoying himself. So enjoy this little guy. Quick review. Hopefully you have enjoyed the fish video. The 4 principles that they personify every single day at the fish market. So the 4 principles are, I hope you have these in your notes: make their day, be there, play, and choose your attitude. 4 very simple, easy things to remember. Of those 4 principles, which do you feel is the most important? Now, there's no right or wrong answer with that one. Which of those 4 principles do you feel is the most important? For me, I have to be honest with you, I believe it's choose your attitude. Because if I have a good attitude, I can help a customer make the day. If I have a good attitude, I can be there for my customers. If I have a good attitude, I can have fun, I can play, I can enjoy my day, and as a result, my customers can enjoy the experience of being with me. So, what can you do to improve your attitude at work? Because trust me, it wasn't easy choosing my attitude immediately when I gave myself a bath in hot chocolate. However, I decided to laugh. Life is too short not to laugh about things that are so simple, such as that. But take care of yourself. Get adequate rest. Make sure that you're eating well. Hang out with positive people and just have fun. I want to end today's presentation with this very moving poem, and it originally was not completely by Gandhi, yet the person who gave me this poem, that was who the signature was on the end. Not his signature, of course, but it was Gandhi's who got recognized for this piece of poetry. A customer is the most important visitor on our premise. They are not dependent on us. We are dependent on them. They are not an interruption in our work. They are the purpose of it. They are not an outsider in our business. They are a part of it. We are not doing them a favor by serving them. They are doing us a favor by giving us an opportunity to do so. Pretty powerful. I hope you've enjoyed today's presentation. I hope you've been able to attend all 3 of the webinars on customer service. And I hope that in your job search, you'll consider jobs in the field of customer service.